Look, if you're a dentist, dental practice owner, there is something that you and I really, really have in common. And if you're anything like me, you love learning. And I know most of you guys love more courses, more information, and I love books. There are hundreds of books here. I have way more books than this on anything from philosophy, psychology to finance. I'm the kind of person that will read a medical journal if there's a thing that interests me. And I just love learning and I love knowledge. Literally, the books that I've bought always sit on the top here. I've got The Four Agreements, a voice exercise book, Talk Like TED, The Status Game, super fascinating, and The Creative Act as well. So I have all these books, all this information, and often when I work with dentists, especially practice owners, they fall into, I call it, for some people, I call it the information trap. And for some clients that work with me, I like to call it squirreling. You know, like a squirrel goes out and they gather everything and then they hold on to it for a long time, but don't always do anything with it. And for me, the reason I'm sharing this with you is one of the things that I really hope that you do this year is don't just learn, but implement. Because I know I've been guilty at times of just reading and reading and reading and not implementing. And I've seen it so many times where someone wants to make a change. They have that desire inside themselves, which I know you've had at times and probably do now. But then you just go from course to course to course, book to book to book, maybe consultant to consultant to consultant. But I want this to be a moment for you because, like I said, I love learning and I know you probably do too. But to do just as much implementation, if not more, as you do learning. That's what my desire for you is this year, because the clients I've worked with, especially practice owners who have actually learned, implemented, they're the ones that have got the edge. And I know that you can have the edge. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to still be buying my books and reading my books, but I like to implement now. I like to take 1, 2, or 3 things away from each book that can be used. And if you go on a course, and it might not be a great course, I know there's a lot out in the industry right now. I have a lot of thoughts of my own about the dental industry, especially in the UK. But even if you get one takeaway, and it might be something not to do, but you might have 2 or 3 amazing implementables. But the goal is, in my opinion, to always have an action item, something that can change, something that could improve, something that could tweak the result that you're getting. So for me, I want this video for you to take away from this. What's one thing that you could do today to actually get the business, maybe your HR, maybe your team, something moving forward? Because I know there's one thing that you could do today that takes you out of this information into implementation. And implementation is what's going to get you results. So I hope you find this video helpful. And if you want a book recommendation, comment what you need and I'll tell you what book works for that, because I love reading and I'll see many of you very soon.